Dear students, welcome to my 7th class on Module 2, Multiple Random Variables. In this lecture video, I will be discussing some of IID random variables. This IID random variables means independent and identically distributed random variables. What is sum of IID random variables? Let the random variables x1, x2, x3, etc. will be independent and identically distributed. That is IID random variables. Now why we will be calling these random variables as IID random variables? Because all these random variables will have same PDF. So hence we can say these kind of random variables as an independent and identically distributed random variables are IID random variables. So now these IID random variables will be added as follows. It is given by z is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc plus xn. Since all these random variables are independent and identically distributed, their mean and variance will be same. That is, mean of x1 will be equal to mean of x2, will be equal to mean of x3, and all this will be equal to mean of xn. Similarly, the variance of x1 will be equal to variance of x2, and it will be equal to variance of x3, and it will be equal to variance of xn. That is, mxi will be equal to expectation of xi, it will be equal to mean of x, and variance of xi is equal to expectation of xi minus mean of xi whole square. It will be equal to expectation of x minus mean of x whole square. It will be equal to variance of x. So in general we can say that mean of xi will be equal to mean of x and variance of xi will be equal to variance of x. Problem number 1. For the sum of independent and identically distributed random variables, prove that mean of z is equal to n into mean of x, variance of z is equal to n into variance of x, and the characteristic function of z, that is xi z of omega is equal to characteristic power n of the random variable x. Okay, to prove this one, I am going to take the IID random variables and I will be proving all this. So first consider the sum of IID random variables z is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc plus xn, and we have the formula from sum of two independent random variables. That is, for z is equal to x plus y, we have mean of z is equal to mean of x plus mean of y. Now to find the mean of the sum of IID random variables, I am going to apply expectation for this equation. So I will be getting mean of z is equal to expectation of z is equal to expectation of x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc plus xn. Since this expectation is linear and all these random variables are independent, I can rewrite this equation as expectation of x1 plus expectation of x2 plus expectation of x3 plus so on plus expectation of xn. And this expectation I can write in terms of mean as mean of x1 plus mean of x2 plus mean of x3 plus so on plus mean of xn. Now, since all these random variables xi's are independent and identically random variables, I can replace all this x1, x2, x3, etc as x. That is, mean of x1 will be equal to mean of x, mean of x2 will be equal to mean of x, mean of x3 will be equal to mean of x, and mean of xn will be equal to mean of x. So I'm having all the mean of x for n times. So hence I got mean of z is equal to n times of mean of x. Now similarly we'll find variance. To find variance, I am going to use same concept, that is sum of two independent random variables. For z is equal to x plus y, we have variance of z is equal to variance of x plus variance of y. So now I am going to rewrite the sum of IID random variables as variance of z is equal to variance of x1 plus variance of x2 plus variance of x3 plus etc plus variance of xn. Since all these xi's are IID random variables, I can rewrite all this variance of x1, variance of x2, variance of x3 as variance of x. So it will be equal to variance of x plus variance of x plus variance of x plus variance of x. For n times I'm having, so I got the variance of z is equal to n times of variance of x. So now I'm going to prove the characteristic property. So we have the formula z is equal to x plus y. It implies the characteristic function of z is equal to characteristic function of x into characteristic function of y. That is xi z of omega is equal to xi x of omega into xi y of omega. So this formula we got from sum of two independent random variables concept. So now I am going to take the sum of IID random variables, that is z is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc xn. I am going to apply the characteristic function for these equations. So I got xi z of omega is equal to xi x1 of omega into xi x2 of omega into xi x3 of omega into xi xn of omega. Since all these xi's are IID random variables, I can rewrite the equation like xi z of omega is equal to xi x of omega into xi x of omega into xi x of omega into xi x of omega. For n times I'm having, so I'll be getting xi z of omega is equal to xi power n x of omega. Problem number 2. The exponential random variable x as the following PDF. Fx of x is equal to lambda e power minus lambda x for x is greater than or equal to 0 and it is 0 for x is less than 0. The mean, variance and the characteristic function for this random variable is given as mx, that is mean of x is equal to 1 by lambda, variance of x is equal to 1 by lambda square, and the characteristic function is given by lambda minus j omega. Prove that for sum of such n IID random variables, mean of z will be equal to n by lambda, variance of z is equal to n by lambda square, and the characteristic function of z will be equal to lambda power n by lambda minus j omega whole power n. So these things we have to prove by using the exponential random variable for the sum of IID random variables. So given fx of x is equal to lambda e power minus lambda x for x is greater than or equal to 0 and it will be equal to 0 for x is less than 0. So similarly I can rewrite this expression as fz1 of z is equal to lambda e power minus lambda z for z is greater than or equal to 0 and it is 0 for z is less than 0. So now I am going to consider a new random variable z2 and z2 is a combination of x plus z1. So then the PDF for z2 is given by fz2 of z is equal to fx of x into fz1 of z. This concept we got it by using the sum of two independent random variable concept. So now this fz2 of z will become integration minus infinity to plus infinity fx of s z1 of z minus x into dx. So replacing this function as lambda into e power minus lambda x and this function as lambda into e power minus lambda of z minus x. So I got expression fz2 of z is equal to integration 0 to z lambda e power minus lambda x lambda into e power minus lambda z minus x into dx. So since your bases are same, I can add powers and taking the lambda square constant outside, I got fz2 of z is equal to lambda square integration 0 to z e power minus lambda x plus lambda x minus lambda z into dx. So this lambda x gets cancelled. So I will be getting e power minus lambda z. It is a constant I can take outside. So I got the expression fz2 of z is equal to lambda square e power minus lambda z into integral 0 to z dx. So now after integration with respect to x, I got the expression fz2 of z is equal to lambda square e power minus lambda z into x between the limit 0 to z. After applying the limit, I got the expression lambda square into z e power minus lambda z. So I got the expression for fz2 of z is equal to lambda square z e power minus lambda z for z is greater than or equal to 0, and it is 0 for z is less than 0. So now I'm going to make a new variable, random variable, that is z3. z3 is given by z2 plus x. Then the PDF for this random variable z3 is given by f z3 of z is equal to f z2 of z into fx of x. So now I'm going to expand this formula by using sum of two independent random variable concept, that is f z3 of z is equal to integration minus infinity to plus infinity f z2 of u fx of z minus u into du. So replacing this as lambda square u e power minus lambda u from this expression, and replacing this as lambda e power minus lambda into z minus u du, taking the constant lambda cube outside and adding the powers since bases are same here. I got the expression for f z3 of z is equal to lambda cube integration 0 to z u e power minus lambda u plus lambda u minus lambda z into dz. So I can cancel lambda u here. I'll be getting e power minus lambda z is a constant I can take outside. I got the expression f z3 of z is equal to lambda cube e power minus lambda z integration 0 to z u du. So integrating this u with respect to u, I got u square by 2 between the limit 0 to z. I got the expression f z3 of z is equal to lambda square e power minus lambda z between the into u square by 2 between 0 to z. So it will become f z3 of z is equal to lambda square z square e power minus lambda z by 2 for z is greater than or equal to 0, and it is 0 for z is less than 0. Now hence for some n random variables, in the same way the formula will become f zn of z is equal to lambda power n z power n minus 1 e power minus lambda z by n minus 1 factorial for z is greater than or equal to 0, and it is 0 for z is less than 0. Okay, in the next lecture video, we'll be discussing the central limit theorem and the concept of averaging or law of large numbers. Thank you.